This is Unit 9 on logarithms. Review for that. Okay, which following equation is the inverse of the function shown in the graph below? Okay, what's inverse mean? X and Y switch. Switch X and Y. So, how could we draw the graph of the inverse if we needed to?
Well, we just change it.
Instead of going over 1 and not up 0, just go up 1
Okay.
and not over.
So instead of 1, 0, we're going to go 0, 1. And instead of 3, 1, we're going to go 1, 3. And instead of, what is that, 9?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. We're going to go 2, and the 9's up here somewhere. Okay, and then we can draw it. Okay. What kind of function is this one right here? Log. Okay. And what kind of function would this be if that's a log?
Inverse of log.
Which is
3
exponential. It's an exponential. Okay. All right. So, what is the equation of this one?
I would
Well,
say
it was log.
It's probably this one right here. Log base 3 of x equals y. And then you switch x and y here. That would be x equals log base 3 of y. Then you change it to an exponential, so we do the base 3 to the x equals y. So it is b. Okay. And an exponential is going to have an x in the exponent. It's another way to figure this out. Okay. And why is it 3? Why is it log base 3?
Well, I plugged into the calculator all those and got that one.
And got that one for that? That's a good idea. Plug this in and you get this line. It's because it's 3, 1 right here. Okay. That's how you know that it is base 3. If it had been a 4, 1, it would be base 4. Or a 5, 1, it would be base 5. Okay. But that's good. Just plug these in. See if you can get this one right here. Okay. Okay, number 2. Write that in logarithmic form. So how do you write it in logarithmic form?
It'd be log base 3
Okay,
of 81 equals 4.
good. Okay, so your base is your base of your log, and so that would be G. Okay, any questions on that one? Okay, then number 3. Suppose that the wealth of a business owner is increasing exponentially. In 1993, he had 40 million. In 2001, he had 55 million. Find the domain of 1993 to 2010, and what is a reasonable range for the situation? For the domain of that.
I picked D.
Why?
Because I just kind of figured like 55 minus 40 is like 15. I don't remember what I did really.
Just kind of looked right.
Yeah, it like because
I
it's
just
growing, we know that. So it's not going to be the 28, the 20.3.
And in 9
And
more years, you wouldn't have got only $2.3 million.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, any ideas how we could find it exactly?
no.
Not really.
Okay, one thing you can do is make a table of what they give you, 1993.
Oh, I did that.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 40. 2001 is
55.
55. Okay. And then we want to go to what? 2010. Okay.
I did that, and then I divided the 55 by 40.
Okay. And what did you get?
I don't remember. 'Cause I did that.
Okay, 55. It's not. It's the other way around, isn't it? Divide the 40 by 55. Okay, and that would be 0.7. Let's go with 0.73. Okay. But that's not just 1 year though, is it?
No.
It's kind of hard. How many years is that? It's 8 years. How much is it from here to here? 9. So it's not quite the same, but it would be close, wouldn't it? Okay, so how could you get 2009? Okay. So 0.73 times 55. Actually, that wouldn't be quite right.
You do the 55 times the 0.73 and then add it to 55.
Okay.
Whoa.
Or you could do 55 times 1 plus 0.73. Remember how we do that 1 plus the percent? Okay, so we can do 55 times 1.73, 95.
But you
Does
do
that make sense?
1.73.
1 plus 1.
Yeah.
But then that's the same thing. Oh, 0.7. Something's not right. How about 55 times 0.73?
I did 55 times 1 plus 0.73, and I got 95.
Yeah, and that's not working.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I did it right the first time. 55 divided by 40.
Okay,
And
what
then
did you get?
1.375.
You're right. You're
then
right.
you multiply it by 55 and
Okay,
get 75.
You're right. 55 divided by 40 is 1 point what?
That's what I thought.
1.375.
Gosh, this isn't
And
working.
then times 55.
Yes, that works. 1.375 times 55.
75.625.
And that's how y'all got D, because this is close to 2010 and it should be a little bit more. Very good. Another way you can do this is to take these actual points and put them in stat edit and use your exponential regression. Okay, but this is a little bit easier to figure out. Okay, write log base 2 of 64 equals 6 in exponential form.
Okay, so I switched the x and y. I got 5 to the x equals 1.
Okay, wait, we're on 4.
Wrong one. Okay. So it's 2 to the 6 equals 64.
2 to the 6 equals 64. And that's all you do. Is 2 to the 6 equal to 64? So you can check it, make sure it's right. Okay. Now, this one, I'll find the inverse. You're right. We switch x and y. So we have x equals log base 5 of y. And then we're going to change this to an exponential. So we start with the base.
So 5 of y.
That's the exponent. So 5 to the x equals y. This is always your answer or your argument. This is your argument. Okay. That would be A. Okay, just if it says inverse, you have to switch x and y. That is the main thing that you need to remember on the test. Okay. What is the domain of y equals log of x?
X is greater than
How did you figure it out?
Grafted.
You graphed it?
Got it.
Sounds good. Log of x. Zoom 6. And there it is. Okay, and so it went from 0 to infinity. Or x is greater than 0. Okay, what's the domain of, the range of this? All reals, because it keeps going down forever and it keeps going up. As this gets wider, it keeps going up. Okay. So domain is x is greater than 0, range would be all reals. Okay, number 7. The table below represents the declining worth of a new $2,300 computer over a period of years. What is the percent of depreciation?
Well, I got A.
Okay, what did y'all do?
Divided.
And you got 0.714?
Yep.
Okay, now here's where your problem is with this. Is it at 0.714 every time? Did y'all check them
We checked
all?
the second one, but we did after the second one.
Well, okay, all right. That's fine. You can check the first two, and they're probably the same. Okay, but that is not the percent of depreciation.
Okay, we had B at first.
B is right.
And then we erased and did A.
Okay. Now, why is B correct?
Because it's every
Yeah,
2
that-
years.
We subtract.
No, because you subtract. Okay, you do
We had B the first
y equals the starting amount, which is 2,300 times. Remember, you have to do 1 minus depreciation. 1 minus the rate, 0.714 to the or to
We
the
had
time.
B, and then we did number 8 with you and went back and changed it because we thought we did it wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so why at year 0 has the value already decreased $800 before? Is it just whenever you buy it from the store, it
Yeah.
decreases by $800 or something?
That is a good question. I guess it's like you leave, like just like a car, you leave the lot and it's already depreciated. But that is that really is a good question. I guess that's what they're saying. You took it out of the store and now it's only worth $1,500.
We can go on
I guess if you were to buy a computer at a store, take it out and resell it, you wouldn't get as much for it,
Yeah.
even if you didn't use it.
I still don't know.
Still what?
I still don't know the finance.
Okay, you just subtract that from 1. So 1
Okay.
minus 0.714 is,
Okay.
okay?
Maybe to the rescue.
Sure. Okay, are we okay with this? Just remember that you have to subtract it from 1, okay? Is this the one I did with you?
Yes.
With everybody? They know with everybody?
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it because of the people that weren't here. Okay. So 10 on this next one, okay? Table below reflects the amount of 50 milligrams dose of a certain antibiotic in your bloodstream at elapsed times after ingestion of the antibiotic. Okay, so you took in 50 milligrams and then it depreciates in your system, okay? Determine an exponential function to model the amount of antibiotic in the bloodstream. So, what equation could we write here? Y equals 50, that's your starting amount. Then what?
It's supposed to be 1 minus 0.88.
That's a good question. What is 44 divided by 50?
I just did 0.88.
No, when you write the equation, you can just put this in here. Okay.
Okay. Good. There's that.
I don't think I'm going to do very well.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good.
Okay, then determine algebraically the elapsed time when approximately 12 milligrams of antibiotic will remain in the bloodstream.
11.2.
So we want to make, what's going to be 12
12 equals
50 times 0.88
to the x?
divided by 50.
Divide by 50.
On the right road right now.
Because we did this together, Jay.
No.
0.24 equals 0.88.
Okay.
So I did 11 as well, though.
Didn't we do this together?
Yeah.
Okay.
The log of 0.24.
All right, so now that we have the 0.88 to the x by itself without the 50 in front, we can rewrite this as a log. Anytime you have an x in the exponent, you're going to have to use logs to find what x is.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do log base what?
0.24.
Okay. Now, what's your base here?
That's how we did it, though.
Well, we didn't do it right then.
We did log 0.24 divided by log 0.24.
Right, all right, but you're skipping a part.
I always skip
Yeah, I
that.
know. Okay. I'm doing the log. What's the base of this log going to be? 0.88 of 0.24 equals x.
Erase.
It's okay. They skip this step, which is fine.
I could look around with this stuff.
Okay.
Put 0.24.
Oh, you did? You had log base 0.24? Okay.
So obviously
Then you
we did
use your
myself.
change of base property where you do the log of 24 divided by the log of what? 0.88. The base goes on the bottom.
Okay, that's 0.24, not.
Yes, it is. Thank you. 0.24 divided by the log of 0.88. So log 0.24 divided by log 0.88. 11.16. What does that mean, 11.16?
That's where they intersect.
It is where they intersect, but what does that mean?
I don't know.
That means
That's when you're gonna run out of something.
12 milligrams of animal.
will remain in the system, but what does 11.16?
It means how many hours?
Yes, it's 11 hours. After 11.16 hours, there will be 12 milligrams of the medicine left in your body. Okay? That's what it means. Now, it says verify your solution graphically. What do they mean by that? Plug it in y equals. Okay, and I'm going to explain the difference between this problem and the problem we just did, okay? Because I know y'all are a little confused about why we put 0.88 here, but we did 1 minus in the other one. Okay, it's because of the question they were asking. But so we'll put 12 here. Zoom 6 will not work because 12 is above 10.
You have to do 20 and 20. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. 20 definitely for Y max.
I think we did 20 for X max. too.
Okay, let's see.
It's a pretty good graph.
There you go. That's good. Okay, then let's graph it on here.
Yeah, but it just doesn't.
Just graph what you see on your calculator. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's about where it crossed. And then we'll do second, trace, intersect.
And
This should correspond to 11.16. Okay.
You did it right here. Yes.
Whoops. So you're going to have to do it graphically and algebraically. You should get the same answer. Either way. That doesn't really show up very good, does it? Everybody okay with this? It'll be very similar problem, just different numbers probably. Okay. Can we go to the next one? Caroline wants to start a college fund and she invests $500. Oh, I forgot. I was going to explain why this was.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of what they're asking for the percent of depreciation. Here, we were just writing an equation that would.
What if
But
it's,
why is it this not 0.714 is probably what you're asking me.
never mind.
I'm going to have to think about this and explain it to you a little better.
I think you're gonna have to take one.
Yeah, just take a question off the test. Or is it going to be just like that on the test?
Uh-huh.
Like this? Okay, I'll remember.
It's
that.
very similar, but that I want y'all to understand it though, not just, memorize it for the test.
Calls out and memorize it for the test.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what do we have another test? She just-
I'll think about it. Okay, let's go to number 9. Caroline. She wants to invest $500 in a savings account and her money is guaranteed to double in 12 years when compounded annually. What interest rate does the bank pay on the savings account balance?
So this is what you're gonna do. This is 1,000.
1,000 where?
Equals 500.
Okay. Why are you putting 1,000? Why are you putting 1,000 in there?
Because it's double.
Double. You want the $500 to double, so 1,000 equals.
You gotta do this one.
What is 1,000? 500 for the principal or the original amount.
C's
1 plus
R.
J.
to the
12.
12. Good. Now what?
Divide by 500.
Okay. So that you get
2.
2 equals 1 plus r to the 12.
To the 12.
Multiply.
By 112.
Beat you.
Okay. Did we do this together?
Yeah, on the board.
This is the one I do.
Oh, yeah. 'cause she told me.
Okay, so we want to get rid of that 12, so we raise it to the 1/12 power, and that gets rid of this 12 on this side, so you have 1 plus r over here, and this one you have
1.05. Sure.
2 to the 1/12. Okay, so then, now what?
Now you're gonna subtract 1,
to get R by itself.
so
So
0.059 equals R. And then you gotta move your decimal over.
you make your thingamajig over.
And
So-
now it's 5.9%.
Okay, so that'd be 5.9%. Very good. Okay, a culture of 2,000 bacteria triples in size every 6 minutes. If P of T represents the population of the bacteria after T minutes, which equation below models the growth of the bacteria?
G.
How'd y'all get it?
I got J.
You got, I hear J, I hear G.
G-Dog.
How'd you do it though?
I plugged them all in
G.
the graphs. Or not the graphs.
You plugged them in Y equals and looked at the table?
T divided by 6 is what I had.
Okay, she plugged them in Y equals, looked at the table. Anybody do something different?
I think we did that, but
Okay.
I don't know how we got it.
So if you do 2,000, what did you say you got, Jay? 2,000 times 3 to the T, or X, right?
You have 200.
Thank you. Okay. And then go to the table.
I know.
Okay, so how can we tell if this is right?
Oh, yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, at 0 we have 2,000 bacteria. That's correct. Okay, after 1, what is this, minute? We have 6,000. Is that right?
6
It should be after 6 minutes you should have 6,000, shouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's tripling every 6 minutes. So that one's not correct. What do y'all think, G? Okay, so 2,000 parentheses 3 to the X divided by 6. Let's see if that works.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 0 is 2,000, and then at 6 minutes it is 6,000. So at 12 minutes it should be how much? 18,000. Okay, so this is the right one. It's tripling every 6 minutes. Okay, anytime it triples, like if it tripled every minute, then you'd have T divided by 1 or just T.
Oh, yeah.
But if it triples every 4 minutes, you divide your time by however many minutes it takes to triple it. Okay. All right, now number 11. Suppose that you're observing the behavior of cell duplication in a lab. In one experiment, you started with 1 cell and the cells doubled every minute. Okay, so now they're not doubling every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right? They're doubling every minute, so you don't have to divide by anything.
I
A?
just plugged them in again and got A.
Okay. Okay, why is it A?
Does it double?
It doubles, so it's
Every minute.
2 times each minute, so 2 to the T. Okay, and you can plug it in. Let's make sure it works.
How does it like 2 raised to?
Right, okay, yeah. Go to the table. So after at 0 we start with 1, and then it goes 2, and then it doubles every time. It's doubling every minute. Okay, how many solutions are there to this equation? All right, this is the one we talked about.
2.
didn't we? Okay.
You said just mark it out right. We got it.
Okay, we're gonna, if we change this to possible solutions, then I like this problem a little better.
Alright.
Okay. How many possible solutions are there? If you have a quadratic, then you will have 2 possible solutions. The thing is, though, you've got to make sure that they work. Yeah, so. On the test, it'll say possible solutions, okay? Okay, solve the following inequality graphically. Round solutions to the nearest 1,000.
Plug it in Y.
How do you plug it in?
2 log 2 plus log
Okay.
x plus 1, and then in the second one you do the log 16.
And then in Y2, we're going to put log of 16. Zoom to 6. God, I hate this, it's so bright. There we go. Ah, and it works. Then what do you do? Second, calc or trace, intersect, enter, enter, enter. Okay, did you get 3? Which one's the right answer, 3 or 1.20412?
3.
Why?
There.
Because it's the x.
Is it still 3 even though it's the sign?
Even though what?
Even though the sign isn't equals to?
Yeah, we had it equal to.
Oh, wait, no, it isn't. It isn't. Oh, man, what am I doing?
It's -1.
Sorry. I forgot it was an inequality.
Yeah.
You got a shade,
Yes, we do.
but
So I'm going to sketch it a little. This is at 3.
Mhm.
And the part that is below is this part. We shade that part. So it is going from a number to 3, but it stops here. It doesn't keep going.
Equal sign.
Why do you need an equals?
Because it's an equation.
Okay. So it can be equal to 3, but it cannot be equal to whatever this one is. Okay, how are we going to find that?
Just scroll over.
scroll over.
Let's look at the table.
I counted it.
Looks like there's an error at
Oh, yeah, that's
-1, so we'll go with -1.
right.
Look at your table and look for where the error is. Okay, now this does not say how you have to solve this. You could solve it in your calculator or in y equals, or you can do all the math for it, all the algebra.
I ain't calculating.
Let's do the calculator. So just like the one we just did, log x. Did y'all do this one? Okay. Plus 0.5 log of 16. And then in the bottom we'll put log of 64 and y2. Oh, good. Zoom 6 almost worked. It doesn't quite. So I'm going to make my x max a little bigger. Okay. Make it 20.
16.
And then do second count,
Yeah, that's all you.
intersect.
You saw me? Okay.
And x is 16. So x equals 16. All right, Dylan. He knows the formula for the compound interest. A equals P parentheses 1 plus R over H. And what did I say this was?
HT.
HT.
Oh, that's what?
Dillion.
H times T. What does H stand for?
Hutchins.
Besides Hutchins.
Height.
H. That how many times it's compounded? Genius.
Let's put number of times it's compounded. A year. Okay, he's going to invest $7,000, and it's 6 years away. So T will be 6, P will be 7,000. Option A earns 6%. So what are we going to say instead of 6% here? 0.06. It's compounded quarterly. How many times a year is that?
4.
4 times a year. Okay. Quarterly is 4 times a year. Daily is 365 times a year. What would monthly be?
12.
What would semi-annually be?
Twice.
Twice a year. Okay. 3%, 0.03. Okay, which one gives Dylan the most money for college?
Option A.
Okay, and let's look at option A. So you plugged it in. You have A equals 7,000 times 1 plus 0.06 divided by 4 times to the 0.06 times 4. Okay. What's the key for putting this in here right? 7,000 parentheses. Then what?
1.
Plus
Parentheses.
parentheses again. 0.06 divided by 4.
Close parentheses, close parentheses.
Okay.
Then
Rooftop raised to the parentheses, 0.06 times 4.
Mhm.
Okay, you gotta make sure you plug it in right. 7,025? That's it? Is that what y'all got?
I don't know, I think I just did one of them in one calculator and the other one in the other, and I didn't write it down.
Okay, well, let's see, that's only $25 more than what you started with.
Hey, making money.
Oh,
You forgot something.
okay. No, this is just for 1 year.
Yeah.
That's the
It
deal.
wouldn't be 0.06, it'd be 6, since it's 6 years away.
That is the problem. I knew something was wrong. Thank you. It's 6 years times 4. Let's change that. I didn't write it down.
No, I wrote my equation down, but not my answers.
Okay. 6 times 4. Oh, that's better.
No.
$10,006. That's like he's only going to have $25 more after 6 years. Something's wrong. Okay, and then the other one would be. We needed more room here, didn't we? 7,001 plus 0.03 divided by 365 to the 6 years times 365.
I got 8,380.
Well, that's a lot less, isn't it? 1 plus 0.03. Oops, 1 plus parentheses 0.03 divided by 365.
I know.
That's a tool. Remember?
8,380. That again. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
8,380. Okay. How did you solve this one?
I did a lot of work.
Oh, this one we had to change, didn't we? This is changed to a
We made a change.
Subtraction,
subtraction.
which we will be doing.
It makes it a lot easier. So log base 3. And how do you combine these two? Subtraction means we're going to,
Divide.
okay, 8x minus 13 divided by 12x plus 21.
Equals -1.
Okay. And then
3 is -1.
equals 8x minus 13 over 12x plus 21. What is 3 to the negative 1?
Oh, you gotta get 1/3.
1/3 equals 8x minus 13 over 12x plus 21. Then cross multiply. I did it. 3 times would be 24x minus 39
I
equals,
think we did this one with you.
24x.
subtract 12x, get 12x minus 39 equals 21. Add 39. 60. X equals 5. Did y'all get 5? Okay, 17. We did not talk about this one.
No, I don't even have them.
Okay, what type of numbers can be used for values of A?
A, B, and C.
A can be all reals.
Oh, I do have that.
Good. What type of numbers can be used for B? B can be all reals. Okay. But C, this is supposed to not be here, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I.
Is that throwing you off? C can not be negative numbers. You can't take the log of a negative number. Okay, so for this one we'll put C has to be greater than or equal to 0. No negatives. Okay, number 18, a reasonable approximation for y equals log base 4 of 42 is. How would you do this in your calculator?
4 to the x equals 42.
Okay. And how are you going to solve that?
You do
Just
Log
plug in these
42
numbers until you
divided by
get-
log 4.
Right, and you can just go straight from here. Log of 42 divided by the base, log of the base.
So, J.
That's your change of base property, 2.696, 2.7. Okay, remember, you've got to remember how to do this part. Log of 42 divided by log of 4. Okay, explain why y equals log base 3 of negative 5.1 cannot be solved.
Because of negative.
Yes. Cannot take the log of a negative number. Okay, why can't you take the log of a negative number? How would you rewrite this as an exponential? 3 to the y equals negative 5.1?
You can't get a negative if you have an exponent.
Right, you cannot. There's no way.
That avoids it.
Right, you could do 3 to the negative 2, but that's 1/9. Okay, no matter what you put in here, you're not going to get a negative number. What is the domain of y equals log base b of x plus 2? What's happening right here?
You have
It's
you
increasing.
It's moving which direction?
to the right.
Right, how many? Or left?
Left.
Left, isn't
Okay.
it? The opposite of this. Moving it left, how many?
2.
Okay, moves left 2. So where's the asymptote?
Well, 2 over from where it was originally.
Which it was originally at 0.
Okay.
Okay, so you move it left 2, now it's at negative 2, so what would be the domain? Try. Now, you could put like a 2 in here for B,
Just to see.
just to graph it and see. Yeah. You can put any number in here, but 2 is a good one to use. Don't put 1. Okay. Is that it, or we got more? We got more. Okay. Draw the graph of this. Okay. X plus 3 means it's going to move how? Left 3. Okay, and that 0.01 is going to move to,
Where'd you get
remember the point for the parent function? I mean 10 is what I should say.
Oh,
Remember the 10 is always, the parent function always goes through 10, so it moves 3 also to the left. It's here. Okay, what does that base 4 mean? We have another point. What point would it be?
It's that.
Forward.
Yes. So 4,1 would be here, and then it moves 4 to the left 3 also. Or you could go 4 from here, from your asymptote. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 like this. Now you can also graph this in your calculator.
You know what the 8-2?
Yeah, it is. You just need these 2 points, but how could you grab log base 4 of x plus 3 in your calculator?
You have to change it all around.
Change it to log of what over log of what?
Log over x plus 3 over log of 4.
Right. Put your base on the bottom. Use your change of base, and then you can just graph it. You can do this with any log function. Log of x plus 3 divided by log of 4. Go to your table. There's -2, 0, and there's 1, 1. Okay? All right, then the domain of this one.
X is greater than 3.
3.
Good. What would the range be?
All real.
Yes. Range of the log is always all reals. Very
It's
good.
just gonna be.
Inverse. What do you do on an inverse?
Switch
X
X
and
and
the
Y.
log.
Okay. So we'll switch these two and get x equals 8 to the y. Log base, what's the base?
8
8 of
x.
equals
Y.
y. C.
I see.
I can do that.
Good.
It's just,
Because this will probably,
Forget-
this will be a question on your ESC, and y'all don't have
We
any.
don't have ESC.
Well, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, so science tax this year is like a exit level tax, so it's
Yes.
like biology,
Right.
chemistry, physics, so is our math gonna be like,
Your math is geometry and algebra 1. We will go over some geometry, okay?